Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live from Metalopolis to bring you another StarCraft 2 commentary. I've been gone for about a week, my mic busted, so I got a new one. Actually, this is my old mic, standalone mic. I pretty much just... Anyways, long story, don't really want to get into it. What we want to get into is the game. You just lost it. And spawning in about the 2 o'clock position is coDa as the Red Terran, and his opponent is going to be Bly, spawning as the Blue Terran, and I would say about the 3 o'clock position. So close positioning. I'm hoping to see some sort of drops by either player. Let's see what happens. coDa is already starting his supply depot, while Bly is a little bit behind. He's actually saving up his minerals to do something. I'm interested to see exactly what he does. He puts on the supply depot, so it's going to be a little bit late. It's actually a good 10-15 seconds late, so the barracks are going to be started up by coDa that much faster as soon as he gets those minerals, while Bly looks like he is just hanging out, nothing too crazy. These are both platinum level players, high platinum I believe. Bly is 12 or 13 while coDa is top 10 or so when these games were uploaded. So a big old shout out to them for supplying this replay for me to cast and do my cheeky shenanigans with. So that's a big old thumbs up to both of them. We see Bly already doing a little bit of deviations on the build, well, not the build order, but just where they place the barracks and where it goes and everything. coDa already has his second supply depot being built. Actually, it's not even being built. He actually started it up and stopped it. Not sure exactly what he's doing there. Maybe he just wanted to do a complete wall off to start something off that's a little bit different. This complete wall off means that he's probably going to pump out 1 or 2 Marines just to prevent any sort of early aggression, and more than likely going to take these 2 Vespin geysers. Actually, I was completely wrong. He just I guess the Union was a little bit guy. The other guy's time card and hours he had to put in were kind of done. So he went on home, started back to mining, so this SCV could finish up. And while over here in Bly's base, nothing else. This Marine is already being put down, and actually the orbital command is about the same for both players. A refiner is already down for Bly, while back in coDa's base, a refiner isn't even taken quite yet. So more likely hopefully gonna see a quick expansion by coDa, being backed up by maybe a bunker or 2 here, full of Marines. While over in Bly's base, he's already putting down a tech lab on his barracks. So quick Marauder play, more than likely going to push out with maybe 1, 2, 3 Marines and a single Marauder as backup. Gonna do a little quick push at about the 5-6 minute mark. Hopefully that's what it is. If not, I'm wrong. Nothing else about it. And as you see, coDa is putting down his command center while adding on a second barracks. No add-ons quite yet, simply because he still hasn't taken his refinery. So a Beano build, as Sean Danine Plot likes to say, and the single Marine is pushing forward. It's gonna meet its demise fairly quickly. So 3-on-1, never really a good thing. And let's see if he manages to save this Marine. 1, 2, 1 more hit will finish him off, and that is it. That Marine is done. This SCV is just gonna scatter around, maybe check out, see exactly what happened, but no, not yet. coDa decides to head back to his base. More than likely he saw that Marine pushing forward, and a Reaper is actually on the field of play. So very good for Bly. He's gonna get into that mineral line, gonna attack the SCV building. That command center delay it as much as possible. 1 SCV goes down, and he's just gonna go ahead and head on home. I would actually like to see him wait to get a second Reaper, so that way he could one-shot those SCVs. He could have waited for a little bit longer to pull out another Reaper. Like I said, to one-shot those SCVs, he's actually going to jump in front of those Marines, taunt it a little bit, and coDa is doing the sensible thing by just putting his Marines in the position to be able to defend any kind of a jump and a jump down, as we just see. So these Marines are perfect, and they're going to prevent any kind of jump up here, and these 3 Marines are perfect. They're going to prevent any kind of jump up from there. So right now, the hand has been shown by Bly, and coDa does the sensible thing by completely negating that. If he continues that, I don't think he's continuing that Reaper production. Nope, he's going into full barracks mode. He's got a 3 already on done, and a factory about to be finished up. Let's see what he does with this barracks. The scan does go down, so coDa knows exactly what Bly is up to, and a single Marine is still gonna just lollygagging, hanging around, doing his thing. And finally, the refineries are done for coDa, and a nice, I would say, little off timing, I guess. He's putting down 2 SCVs on each of these refineries, but at this point, at this level that they play, put down those 3 on each. And he finally notices that, puts down those 3. coDa lifts off his command center, gonna go ahead and take a natural, while Bly is already taken his natural as well. So both players are favoring a more macro style play, and Bly was pretty much going to expand behind that quick Reaper aggression, while coDa was just doing a basic mineral opening, gasless opening, just marine and a bunker placement. So right now this Reaper is just hanging out. I actually never seen a Reaper up close. I never got to see him that much in gameplay since they don't use very much against Protoss, but yeah, it looks kind of cool, like a little jetpack right there. Single SCV is taking this that zone logger tower, so right now it's pretty much into macro play like I said before, and both players are just doing the sensible thing. Well, actually Bly still hasn't had any add-ons here, but with the single tech lab he could put his upgrades for his infantry while at the same time pulling out marauders if he wants. And ooh, a nice little Banshee's going down. Not sure if cloak is going to be put down. He will have enough for cloak gas wise in a few seconds, so let's see if he decides to go forward with that cloak or just decided to use Banshees in his regular army. Right now both players are just macroing up, teching up to their respective techs, and look at that, Bly is researching siege mode, putting down starports, so more than likely not going to see cloak play, but just continuing that harassment by just, you know, popping through here and just around back and taking out a couple of SCVs here and there, while a single Reaper is just going to push forward. He's actually mad at that Meng statue. Take that, Meng statue. Does 30 damage with those charges, so pretty cool. He could actually scoot it on by over here, took down a couple of SCVs, and he actually could have jumped up here and then continued that harassment over here. So that if he would have pushed forward with that Reaper, he could have done plenty of damage to more than warrant losing it in case he was blocked off by these Marines right over here. Combat shield is already done, and it looks like this Banshee is up and ready to harass. Let's see if we see a double pronged harass by a Banshee just attacking SCVs here while this Reaper pushes forward at the same time. But looks like Bly is being a little bit hesitant, deciding not quite yet to attack. He finally pushes forward, sees there are no missile turrets there, takes down 1 SCV, takes down 1.5, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, ooh, fourth, there we go, 5th, and finally decides to push back. The Marines are there, so actually 7 SCV kills, and coDa does again put his Marines exactly where they should be, and ooh, this Banshee could be lost, and actually does not, decides to skirt around the edges and avoids those Marines. Infantry armor level 1 is going up for coDa, and Stimpak is just about to be done. So Bly is still not doing any kind of research quite yet. I mean, he has an engineer in me, but decided not to go with those upgrades just yet. Stimpak, or combat shield, is about done for him, as is and Stimpak is done, and looks like coDa decides to push forward with just a Marine force, and this could be very, very tricky, especially since this siege tank does have siege mode. So the whole entire defense is going to hinge around this siege tank placement and just the siege tank and what it can do. That is just a lot of Marines that coDa is pushing forward with. He does scan to see exactly what's going on, and the siege tank sieges up exactly at the right moment. coDa sees that and is a bit weary. He does have combat shield, he does have Stimpak, but there is a bunker here with a Reaper inside. There is a bunker there. There are medevac support finally going down, and the sensor tower is pushed, but let's see exactly if he decides to push forward. He stims. He does not stim quite yet. He finally stims forward, does not target the siege tank. He finally does not before he takes out 2 or 3 or 4 Marines. And finally the defenses of Bly were too much, since there is another siege tank in the mineral line for Bly. I did not even see that one, so good job. He actually pulled back to get coDa's forces in range of that siege tank, and coDa lifts up his Marines, gets into the mineral line of Bly, but not before these Marines actually get in the way. But ooh, not enough forces were pushed over by Bly, and their full-on pull-off of the SCVs is actually underway. He actually had enough forces to push forward and just completely finish off that attack, but that Raven is there to help with that auto turret, shooting the taka 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 taka. That was my miss. That was my automated auto turret thing. Yeah, after that huge engagement and high tense action, I completely ruined it by doing those shenanigans. Thumbs up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely. In the units lost tab, we see coDa did take the brunt of that damage, even though he was able to take out a single siege tank and a couple of few marauders here and there. The units lost and the resources lost just are the tail of the tape right now. Both players are just switching off their tech factories and just moving around. I see a reactor's going to put on that starport, so going to churn out those medevacs, while this barracks are probably going to churn out some more marauders. So yeah, right now there's only tech supporting the tech producing structures for Black, or a single factory and 3 barracks. He's adding on a 4th and a single starport, while coDa is doing something very sneaky. He pushes forward and decides to take his gold. If this is left unchecked, the income will skyrocket in coDa's favor. Right now the harvesters are even, and Bly is taking his 3rd, but with coDa taking his gold, it could be very interesting. See exactly where the harvest or where the income tab shows right now. He is transferring nothing quite yet, and as I think the recent patch does note that mules do no longer get the plus added benefit of gold. Of the gold minerals, so more than likely I would like to see him transfer a bunch of SCVs there just to take advantage of that. Another drop is happening in the middle of Bly's base, but Bly is there to repel it. He does have siege tanks sieged up, doing plenty of damage from afar. I mean, one already has 10 kills. coDa is forced to lift off. No, he doesn't. He just decides to stick it out, maximize damage while picking up a couple of Marines, but in the process losing 2 medevacs. He actually should have just left ASAP as soon as possible. This is actually morphed into a planetary fortress. I'm not sure how much I like that. This is better for Zerg and Protoss. I mean, it is great for against Terran, but you already know he has a siege tank, so a single siege tank here could actually negate this entire thing. And actually see that this SCV has been around the entire watchtower in the entire game, and sees the exact mining going down in the gold. So Bly is not caught off guard. He knows exactly what's going on, but as of right now decides not to do anything quite just yet. An armory is going down, so for Bly, so gonna see those upgrades for those siege tanks, and it looks like Bly does not want to keep that planetary fortress there for as long as possible. coDa finally takes out the SCV, but too little, too late. 2 armies are going to meet in the middle, and Bly is just going to take the high ground, going to siege up. coDa sims forward, but is completely bombarded by these siege tanks, and is just taken out very quickly. The Marines, Marauders are pushed forward, take care of the remaining medevacs while the Vikings give chase. But right now, let's see how long this planetary fortress is gonna last. It looks like Bly is setting himself up with a nice little shield, and this siege tank is sieged up, but a little bit too late. He gets off with 1 attack, 2 attacks, and gets a couple of kills. And the Marines are there to reinforce, but not in the numbers that are needed. And it looks like Bly is just forgetting about that gold expansion. That siege tank is finally being put down by coDa in the proper spot, and he does have a nice line of fire. The Marines do give chase, but there is just too many siege tanks to be able to stop these. And look at that. There's actually plenty of medevacs to keep healing these Marines. They're doing a lot of damage, but there's just going to be too much DPS done by these tanks, and the Marines are forced to retreat. And another batch, another swarm actually of Marines to sim forward and push forward and finally force Bly to retreat. I'm actually quite surprised he took that route. I would have just parked here and just bombarded this planetary fortress from a distance quite safely. So a little bit of a mix up there by Bly. I hope he learns from that and just watches that replay and realizes that if he would have just taken this area right over here, sieged up, he would have just finished off this entire mining operation by coDa. coDa would have been forced to push forward into an unfavorable position, and he would have lost his entire army if he decided to go for it. But now with the reinforcements that Bly does have, he's going to push forward yet again, a single Raven and a Viking there as support just in case something happens. But this siege tank is in an optimum position right here, so you can't push too forward. There is just a small lane of attack for Bly, and then once that bombardment starts, Bly knows exactly where it's at. There is just a few Marines here, and it looks like Bly is just skirting the edge of that of the area of that siege tank. I mean, he puts his siege tanks in the proper and perfect positioning. This siege tank is going to go down without firing a single shot. Bly moves forward to try to pick off a couple of more Marines, and all the siege tanks are down for Bly, but so are all the Marines and Marauders for coDa. This bombardment is still going on from a distance, but it is just I could actually stand for it to move a few inches forward, and that would have actually been in a perfect position. If I were coDa, I would just move it forward a little bit more, make sure that overlapping field of fire, that range just covers up this entire avenue of attack, and that would have been perfect for him. He's putting down a couple more siege tanks up on the high ground just to defend any kind of shenanigans or any kind of push forwards. And right now, looks like in all that craziness, Bly his 4th. So right now it is wow, the main is completely mined out, and his natural is quite ready. There's still a couple Marines here hanging out from that initial Banshee harass, while coDa decides to drop, doing a nice little drop. So it is now 1, 2, 3. So about, I would say about 2 mining bases, since this one is completely mined out and there is not enough saturation over here to make any much of a difference, while coDa is just fully saturating his gold. And it looks like Bly is taking a different avenue of attack. Let's see if we see I don't know, I'm not sure if a Hunter single missile has not been researched, so that actually do be ideal to just drop a couple here in those SCV lines. And again, if he could if he just sieges up right here, it'll be enough to be able to push to attack from a distance. But he stims forward, he stims, pushes forward, he takes down 1 barrier, so it looks like he's gonna, ooh, he cancels that command center, saves himself a couple hundred minerals, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Finally, Bly realized that he could just shell it from a distance, and the bombardment has begun. Right now, coDa does not want to engage just yet. He's actually going to push forward. No stim quite yet. He finally stims when he's up there and starts churning away at those Marines and Marauder numbers. He managed to take down those 2 siege tanks, which is exactly what he wanted to do, and now he has the siege tanks where he wants. He's pushing forward with those Marines, and right now, Marines versus Marauders, the Marines are going to lose every single time, especially without any kind of medevac support. These siege tanks do push forward yet again and siege up just at the right time. So right now, this base for coDa is adequately defended, and again, Bly is forced to pull back, and long distance mining is something you never want to do. So coDa, you have plenty of minerals right now. Take a deep breath for yourself. Look at your minerals, find out exactly where you're at, and build command center, expand, because that is what Bly is doing right now. In the units tab, we see 37 Marines and 7 siege tanks for coDa, while Bly is just all over the place with just a hodgepodge of units so far. But in the income tabs, we see the harvester count is fairly even, but Bly does have a slight lead with 58, but the income tab is actually right where it should be, especially with his long distance mining. There is a scan down by Bly, so he knows that there isn't an expansion there quite yet. So I'm interested to see exactly what is up the sleeves of these 2 platinum level players at the moment. Both players are just gearing up their infantry and mech units by building their upgrades. So far, we got level 3 is going to be completed for Bly, so his infantry is going to be at 2-3 very quickly, while coDa is at 2-2, and he's researching level 3. And should be done in a few seconds. So the upgrade battle is pretty much even. We actually see Bly is pushing forward, trying to get himself in a nice defensive position, and oh man, if he actually had something to spot for him right there, he could have bombarded them from a distance while they were sieging up. But unfortunately, right now, these tanks are going to be going down. Scans do occur. Here comes the destruction raining down from a distance, and there it is. That's it. They are out of each other's range for now. And there is a bit of a standstill, and wow, a nice drop by coDa in that entire engagement. I did not see that. I did not catch that, but he just cleans up Bly's 4th base. So right now, I'm interested to see the income tab exactly is still ahead in Bly's favor, but not much, especially when he has the harvester lead. coDa is going to take his 4th now, as it is. So wow, Bly is in a little bit of a hard spot, especially since coDa does have the advantage right now. And look at this massive swell of Marines that he has by building these 3 barracks right here, when single one of them with a reactor. He's going to push forward into the small group that Bly has to defend this 3rd, and right now the fire has not been returned. They are just on right click, it looked like, and a lot of units were killed by Bly. Unnecessarily, really. And as soon as these Marines show up, this little force is going to be taken out. Bly at the same time does a little bit of a counterattack, a counter drop. There is a siege tank in coDa's base, but at the same time, Bly's 3rd is going to be taken down. So right now, it is up to 2 bases versus looks like about 3. This siege tank is going to go ahead and continue to just attack from a distance, but the Marine force of coDa is in the middle of Bly's base, and it looks like this is going to be GG. Bly's units are all over the place. He did not manage to control them well enough to be able to save his bases, while coDa just did that sneaky attack that caught Bly completely off guard. Bly's base is going to be decimated. There is nothing that Bly can be able to do to stop this, really. and I expect to see a GG any moment. Bly is forced to lift off of his only really remaining mining base. Bly tries to push forward yet again, but the marine count is just too high. A stim count is pushed forward, takes out a single siege tank, and continues to go through the infantry of Bly. The siege tanks are bombarding the marines from a distance, but there is just too many marines for Bly siege tank to take them out completely. Bly is trying to re-expand all over the place, but he knows he is done. GG, well played, and coDa sticks around to finish him off. So that was it for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed. If not, leave a comment down below on what I could do to make these more enjoyable for you. Otherwise, if there is a game of your own that you would like for me to cast, leave a link down below to one of the major replay sites, and I will see what I can do. Other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward, see how long coDa decides to stick around in this game. And there it goes. That's it for that. I'm out of here, guys.